So we got a little interview here from Maxim and Dratnos with a Mr. Skarazard. Yes, one of the lead systems designers for World of Warcraft, and he gives us a little peek into kind of their design philosophy behind the new systems that are coming in 11.1, and we'll review those and get into them real quick. We also have a very cool Fell Cycle guide that is now available. We'll talk about that, and some interesting Season 1 recap stuff that you can do. We'll get into that and maybe dispel some of the rumors about me not being able to complete a Mythic +2. But anyways, here we go. Let's get into this. The reward team. So evidently there's an entire reward team at Blizzard, and that's literally all they do. They deal with everything that you can be rewarded with, whether it's transmog, mounts, armor, bags, you name it. This reward team does it, and that is their singular, basically professional goal. So you got, Greg from accounting does his accounting stuff. The reward team does the reward team. The only difference between them is the reward team probably enjoys their job and maybe goes home to a loving family, while Greg absolutely hates his job and goes home to a hateful and spiteful wife. Anyways, universal upgrade system. So this upgrade system came out and was way too generous at the start. At least that's what they believed in their philosophy here. The War Within added Gilded Crest to Heroic Raid because they believe that, if you're doing Heroic Raid, you should feel like you're able to at least fully gear out your heroic gear, which makes sense, and I think that was a good ad for them. Extended myth tracks, they believe gave a value to the game. I know a lot of us were angry when they extended the myth track. We felt like it was just adding more of a time gating to the game and making sure that we keep playing and running on the hamster wheel. Well, they think it was a successful thing, and they felt like it gave people a reason to continue playing even through other patches as they drop their 0.5 and 0.7 patches. The Mythic Plus reward system improvements in patch 11.0.7 were actually for 11.1, but the team worked hard to get it out sooner. So that's good to see that if they finish things early, they'll in fact get them out. So rather than me, when I finish something early with work, I'll just hang on to it and make sure I deliver it at the deadline. That way it looks like I'm still working. They think they've figured out how long they want people to do weekly raid or Mythic Plus in order to hit their crest caps, so that's good to know. For Dinars, an interesting thing about Dinars and their disappearance at 11.1, Dinars were originally put into the game, as a bad luck protection to give you the ability to get things from raid that maybe you weren't able to get. Originally, they were supposed to be this 0.7 patch thing that they always introduced in every 0.7 patch to basically, as a bad luck protection after you've gone through the whole patch and the season of 0.5 and everything else, and maybe you still don't have your things, well, 0.7 comes along. But now, with the new Renown track rating system, they completely got rid of Dinars, and that's because they didn't believe that the two should mix. They were both kind of, feeding off of each other, and there was no need to have like a double bad luck protection system. So I like the Dinar. So did I, Justin, but we'll see if this new Galagio Renown track is a good replacement for it, because that's really what's going on here. So this new Renown track, to me, one of the best things being added in 11.1, I've talked about it a lot, is another nod for Blizzard to add more cool things. They tied in a lot of rewards and theming, and if this bombs, they will just leave it behind. But if it works, they will probably won't have a vending machine, but they can theme Renown tracks to the theme of every new raid, which to me is very cool. I think the new Renown track is going to be a great thing. It's even cool that you'll be able to fill out the Renown track even once this expansion is long gone, because of that, the mounts that you'll be able to get, the T-Rex mount at the very end and a few others. There's actually 3 mounts now along the Renown track. So very cool that you'll always be able to fill this thing out. To me, it gives you a progression system through the raid to make the raid easier as you progress through it and kill bosses. It's always feeling like things are being rewarded to you, which is always a good feeling. This game's always about the loot, and that's what matters. Raid Renown is peak Blizz. I agree. Yeah, chef's kiss for sure. Get help, Greg. Get help. Yeah, well, his help is WoW. That's what he does every day. Raid difficulty. The exact difficulty curve for Narubar Palace is not something they are looking to repeat. Oh, that's interesting. I actually thought Narubar Palace had its bosses that were difficult, but overall was not at the level of, say, a Shadowlands raid, but maybe not as easy as some of the Dragonflight raids that we saw. Brood Twister and Kaiveza might not have needed nerfs if the two before that were more of a ramp up and vice versa. I agree, there was kind of like these wall bosses that you would hit in this raid that really created a sense of like, oh shit, all of a sudden this got really hard. You want to try to let the fight's idiosyncrasies carry more of a challenge. They want to try to make fights more about mechanics rather than fights hitting you for way too much damage. That makes sense, and I'm fine with that. This lets you outgear part of the challenge, but still have to do the dance. As an example, no amount of gear is going to help you rolling through mechanics on sticks. That's right. So I like that feeling. I do like to be able to outgear certain mechanics, just blast through them, maybe even skip entire phases once we get geared enough, but certainly still keeping the the feeling of, okay, there's still a danger here. We got to avoid some shit and not wipe to some stupid mechanics. So I agree with that philosophy. They're hoping to land on there are part of fights that will not be solved by gear, but the rest will be. And again, that's good. When I get gear, I want to feel stronger, right? I want to feel like, okay, I can do things now that I couldn't do before, and this philosophy kind of sticks with that. For trinkets, when asked about trinkets that he wished people used more, Skarzard answers Sepulchre of the First Ones. It was Skarzard's first raid solo, and there were lots of cool ideas, but didn't meet what the players wanted. There are a couple of trinkets that are an overwhelming success, but there are others that are not considered a failure. So, I mean, with trinkets, really, it's all about biz, right? Here he goes. He goes, you're already going to get your biz immediately, and they hope that on your way you'll be able to get some other fun and cool tools. And I was going to kind of talk about that a little bit. Yes, we all go for our biz trinkets at the end of the day. So, a lot of the other trinkets that don't hit that biz requirement get thrown out into the trash. But he makes a decent point here that most likely you're not going to get your best in slot trinket off the bat. So the other ones kind of are gap fillers, and they should be fun as well while you're using them. Mythic Rash was the hard counter to a lot of guilds, for sure. It was a big time wall. To trinkets on Razageth really lended itself to long fights, but then a lot of fights weren't that long. And this is true, yeah, fight length can oftentimes affect which trinkets are the best, and they are really proud of this raid's trinkets. We talked about them. There's also a lot of cantrip items, which are, if you don't know, items with special abilities attached to them. There's a lot of that in 11.1, which to me is really cool because those could change your rotation, affect how you play the game in a meaningful way, and it just makes looting those items that much better. So interesting stuff here from this interview. I like their design philosophy going forward, and hopefully that means 11.1 is going to be pretty damn good. Here it is. If you didn't get the incognito, indecipherable fell cycle, Blizzard and what do they call? The WoW Secret Finding Discord have worked together to create a blue post guide on how to find the cycle step by step. We're going to eventually probably do this at some point when there's kind of a lull in content. Right now, I'm going in. I'm probably going to one-shot Zekfir and then the Mage Tower right after. But if I finish those two things quick enough, maybe we'll go get the Fell Cycle. I'll link this in the chat and down below the YouTube video as well. But here it is, your full guide put together by Blizzard and the WoW Secrets Discord to get the Fell Cycle. This is really cool. Usually you have to scour the internet for one of these. Well, here it is, officially a blue post from Blizzard on the Fell Cycle. As I said, I'll link this in the chat real quick and down below. And then last but not least, that's right, it's that time of season, boys. The end of Season 1 recaps courtesy of Raider.io. I'll also link this in the chat for you guys. You guys can put in your information in Raider.io, follow the links, and you'll be able to get a full season recap of your first season. I have not looked at mine yet. I'm about to pull it up right now live and dispel some of the rumors that, one, I don't play this game, and two, that I wipe continuously to Mythic +2 keys. So let's check this thing out real quick. This is what's going to look like for you. So here we go. Samiccus Season 1 recap. Let's see what this thing's all about. First off, gotta catch them all. What is this? Throughout the season, you've grouped with a total of 39 different specs, 39 raids, and 20 Mythic pluses. Okay, yeah, so I'm no meta chaser. That's what this says about me. You'll see some people probably who only grouped with the meta classes. Not me. I'm a man of the people, and I play with the people at the end of the day, so look at this variety of people that I've chosen to play with throughout my time here. Interestingly enough, obviously I don't play a lot with other tanks because I tank in this game, so I'm not going to play with other tank specs for the most part, but when I get my co-tanks for raid, yes, I will. Recap your repair bill, let's see it. No comment there. Moving on to your gear evolution. So here through September, it looks like I cranked it out, and yes, currently 628, that is correct, that's my current item level. You rose 48 item levels throughout the season. Your biggest was a non-legendary. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. In Season 1, you're always going to have your biggest gap, right? Because you got your quest gear that you're coming in with, and then you're getting all of a sudden raid gear by the end of the season. So yeah, a 571 to 619. That's a pretty nice upgrade there. Moving on to raid bosses defeated. To anyone who says I don't play this game, you defeated 126 raid bosses across all difficulties in Season 1. Look at that. And clearly we did a lot of heroic raiding. Queen Ansorek, only one heroic kill, interestingly enough. Yeah, I kind of lost motivation after we finished that fight. So yeah, it went down. Yeah, obviously, I think this is a normal trend to see. The first bosses are going to get killed the most, and then the ones towards the end are going to get killed the least. That's just how it works. On average, Mythic Raiders defeated 20.3 bosses, so I killed that average. Heroic Raiders killed 29.2. Again, I'm at 126, so I mean, I'm clearly crushing the average. And then normal Raiders killed 17.8, so good to see. Samiccus exceeding the average by a ton here. And then you never forget your first time. Okay, what boss did you have the closest wipe to on before you got the first kill? The Silken Court, the .21. Yeah, I remember this one. I remember this one. I was the last man standing. I was the last man standing, if you guys remember, and it was that storm constantly, and there was no, like, enrage. I think there was, like, I want to say maybe 3% left or something when the last person had died, and I ended up dying at .21. A heroic moment that will never be remembered because it didn't have a heroic ending at the end of the day. Wow, 107 pulls on heroic Queen Ansorek. Holy crap. I need to get another hobby. 17 pulls here on Silken Court. That was the second most. This is heroic pulls, by the way. Nexus Princess 18. Interestingly enough, the Bloodbound Horror did have some issues for us early on with mechanics. It was a tough one to deal with when it came to pugs and coordinating everybody around. Yeah, only one kill. Yeah, because, you know, at the end of the day, I wanted Queen Ansorek. You know, she was going through some tough times. She had lost her mom, murdered her mom specifically, and I didn't want to torment her too often. So I just killed her one time and then let her be after that. Plus, there was no real gear I needed off of her. Your raid progression duration. So it took you 79 days to complete Heroic Nerubar Palace. Oh, okay. Mind you, I took a break here. Okay, I had a childbirth during this raid tier, so could have happened sooner. But yeah, 79 days in. Your top 3 bosses by live track time spent. Queen Ansorek. Oh my God, I didn't need to know this. I spent 9 hours and almost 10 hours on Queen Ansorek. That's half a day that I'll never get back of my life. Holy crap, my God. 9 hours and 50 minutes. The child was born a month ago. We don't need to get into details, Conicia. We'll just let that one pass. Silken Court, 5 hours and 43 minutes. Okay, and then Brood Twister, 3 hours and 49 minutes. Wow, this is a lot of time spent. Holy crap, man. I didn't realize we played this game this much. And no, my daughter is now going to be, you know, she's an October baby, so she's going to be, what, 4 months old soon? It's crazy. At least you got it. That's right. That is true. Your Mythic Key progression. Wow. Look at this. You know what this tells a story of right here? I got my +4 Dawn, +6 COT, +8 COT, +8 Rack, +8 GB, and then all the way here, +10 Mists and Necrotic Wake. Now, what's the difference between... I didn't do a lot of Mythic Plus this season. I'll be completely honest. I teetered off. I just didn't feel like doing it. And it kind of got to a point where I just felt like, I don't know if the gear's even worth it anymore. I'm just not going to do this season. And then I woke up one morning on February 11th. We all know the story. And I decided, hey, I'm going to start trying in this game. Easily killed 2 +10s. Carried a couple people through it. Not a hard time. And I finally proved to you guys that I am, in fact, good at this game. Too bad they don't show the +2 wipes that I had on here that you guys claim that I can't do. Carried, yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. These +10s, unbelievably, you know, easily timed, I should say. Very good stuff. A one-trick Death Knight, that's right. You've only run Mythic Plus as a Blood DK, and I've told you guys 13 runs in total. Wow, I really avoided this season. I only play one class and one class only. I am Samiccus, and Samiccus is I am the Blood DK, and that's right, that's how I played this game. The top Mythic Plus comp, for me, how does it compare to your season's most popular comp? What the shit? Retribution of the Retributions. Where is Cadence? Is he in chat today? Oh my God, he would love this. So my most common comp was a Mistweaver Monk followed by 3 Retribution Paladins. As I said, a man of the people, here to help the people. I don't do meta specs. I don't do meta comps. I run whatever the hell I want to run. Pally Power, yeah, I don't know. This is a pretty crazy one. But yeah, I don't give a shit about comp. I'll invite whoever the hell wants to come, and I'll run with whoever the hell wants to come. That's part of what I do here as a man of the people. And then, looks like here, the most dungeons run, Necrotic Wake. What is this? The most run dungeons. Here you go again and again. Oh, okay, so this is for everybody. This is for me. Which were you the most successful in? One run in total. Yeah, I did. I did none of these. I just did not do Mythic Plus this season. 2 runs in total on some of these. What is this? Is this like time remaining as percent of dungeon timer? Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I killed these. I crushed them. That's what they're saying. Okay, good. Your IO score evolution. As I said, didn't really give a fuck most of the season. Sat around 693 for a couple months here. And then at the very end, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to give this a try. Bam, bam. In about 1 week, I got to 2,320 simply through my own means, you know, destroying these things and actually giving it a try. For once, you guys realized how skilled and truly powerful I can be when I decide to be. Yeah, I'm going to come. Don't come. You've run 13 dungeons across all your characters this season. That's over 6 hours and 55 minutes of Mythic Plus. And nice. Put it another way, this is how long it has taken you to run a marathon. 1.6 times. Wow, I could have been a healthier person had I just done that. Your Mythic Plus buddies. Oh, wow, they got the people I ran it with the most. Addison, Nubundo, Tundra Freeze, IO15, and Bam Bam. Okay, interesting. What's this? Share your seasonal recap. Okay, there it is. So that's the end of the recap there. As I said before, I linked the rest in the chat. You guys can go through your recaps, see what they look like. But that is all in terms of news.